Okay, thanks everybody. Hi. Everybody's back. How you doing, you guys? Hi, Bumblebee. So that meditation was beautiful, and I kind of definitely want you guys to have that. Very powerful, very emotional. I could feel it. I could feel you guys like someone released a lot. I could really feel a very beautiful, very strong, very powerful release. So that makes me really happy. So thank you for that. I appreciate you guys all being here. That's awesome. Yeah, sober girl, definitely. With the full moon and just all the crazy moon energy, it was definitely time to just like release and let go, you know? For sure. All right, feel free to reach out to friends or family, let them know I'm going live and that I'm here. It doesn't happen as often as I would like, but I am happy to be here today doing some readings, connecting. Let me get out my pen and paper so I can write down people's names if I need to. Maybe do some energy readings, see what comes through. Bumblebee, that's okay. I'm going to, it's currently a live that will bump up into my feed. And when it's done, I'm going to have it posted on my YouTube by tomorrow. And my YouTube is Define Your Glow. So you can just go right to my YouTube channel and you'll see it there. But it was amazing. And it was short. It was like 20 minutes. So it really helped. Hi, Darlene. Hi, Lori Schultz. Thanks for being here. You're welcome, Rain. Thank you. Hey, Akatsumoon. How are you? How's Australia, you beautiful lady? So sober girl, the emotion. Hello from Arizona. Hi. Emotions are right now hitting hard because of the full moon. Everything's Pisces right now, and it's like I guess planets are in the Pisces energy is what I'm hearing. You guys heads up, I don't do astrology at all. I'm familiar with like horoscope signs and stuff, but I don't get into the moon signs and all that. But I follow it, and it sounds apparently there's a lot of planets are in the Pisces energy, so it's a lot of shifting and emotional. Like if you're someone who's suppressed a lot of energy, this is the time that it's going to come up. So that's what's going on, and let it fly, you guys. When you feel emotional, as long as you don't allow it to isolate yourself and put you in a toxic mindset, let that emotion fly. Like talk to it. I'm real big on that when I work with my clients in my spiritual guidance program that I have. I'm a mentor for people who want to be more spiritual guided, and they come to me like, oh my God, I'm so emotional. I'm like, talk to that. That's your body and your guides and your emotions. They're letting you know something's coming through or that you need to release, like something's happening. So it's really important to just, when you feel emotional, talk to it. Like I've literally been in my house bawling and been like, why am I crying so hard? What the fuck? And then I'll be like, oh. And it'll click. If you talk to yourself enough, it clicks and it makes sense, and then you can connect to that. And if it's a healing that needs to take place or something you need to come clean on with yourself, I'm real big on be honest with yourself. We're not perfect, so don't try to be. And when you feel like crap, admit it. If you do something wrong that makes you feel like crap later, admit it. Just be raw, honest, and be real with yourself, you know? Hey, Mindful Witness Jess. Hi, lady. Yes, sober girl, healing is rough, okay? Like the true raw healing, when your stuff's really coming loose about whether it's our mistakes or we've been hurt or trauma, it's not fun because we have to kind of like face a lot of it as it comes to surface. And when it comes to surface, you have to see it. And sometimes if we suppress it hard enough, our dreams are like, oh, don't worry, it'll come to you in your dream. And then you have these dreams where you feel like you're being tugged and pulled in so many emotional directions. But as you slowly let it go and truly just release it and allow yourself to think about it without feeling the pain of what it was that hurt you, that's when you know you're healed. Oh, Shelby, I'm sorry about your job. That sucks. But most likely it's because you were there too long, like spiritually. You might have something that you didn't need there that wasn't serving you, and you were probably supposed to leave, and Spirit was like, well, she's not leaving, she's not following the signs, so we'll just take the job away from her, and then we'll put her in a position where she'll have to learn something about herself, and she'll have to tap into her courage and learn and grow from it. So it's a rough time, and I'm sorry you lost your job, but I honestly feel like something good's coming from it. You're going to be okay. I feel it. I'm over here like, no, that was a good thing. It was a blessing in disguise. You'll be okay. Yeah, everything totally happens for a reason. Yeah, Lizzie, hang in there, girl. We take as long as we want, right? Healing doesn't happen overnight. And when I work with my clients and I'm doing Reiki or I'm doing fashion maneuver techniques or guided meditations, I'm like, look, it's not an overnight process, but our healing is based on how long we choose to take. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'll share a story of my own. I was like, oh, I've healed, I'm good, blah. On this particular incident. I won't get into the issue, it's too long of a story, but I really thought I'd healed from it. And I was like, I'm good. Yeah, good for me. I got through it. I smelled something that smelled like attached to the memory, it was frozen yogurt, because the memory is attached to my boys, and I felt like I was healed from an issue that went down with them years ago. I smelled frozen yogurt at a grocery store. Guess who was in aisle 12 bawling like a baby? Me. And I was like, oh my God, it smells just like the... Apparently I hadn't healed, because when I smelled something that reminded me of the event, I lost my shit in the middle of the grocery store. Yeah, ding, 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 winner, winner, chicken dinner. So yeah, I had to go home and think about that. Why did that make me emotional? Oh, because I hadn't let go of all of it. I let go of most of it that I remembered, but it was like that little piece that I had suppressed, I had completely forgotten about until I smelled a freaking frozen yogurt in the grocery store, and then it was like all hell broke loose on my emotions. But, you know, my body was letting me know. Okay, so let's get into some readings. Enough about me, you guys. Enough of that. But with that being said, if you have any questions you want to ask me or comments about what I do, feel free to ask. If I do not get to a reading for you tonight, no worries. Feel free to message me at my Facebook, Define Your Glow. And with that, I will never message you through TikTok, ever. There's seriously like 15 fake accounts, and they're stealing my stuff and messaging people for readings. It is not me. So if you get somebody that messages you and does, hey, beautiful, I picked up on your energy, you're so beautiful and you're amazing, I would love to connect, that's a spam, and they will screw you. So block them and report them. And then if you want a reading, just message me here, or comment on one of my videos here, or message me at my Facebook, and we'll hook you up, okay? Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Shelby Lane 596. Thank you for being here. Rep Teacher Mom. Career and any clarity on it for me. So Rep Teacher Mom, I'm immediately drawn to you. Like bam. So the teacher part though, you don't feel like a teacher to me. Are you a teacher? And when you respond, feel free to respond in caps, and then I'll be able to see your comment. But Rep Teacher Mom is who I'm looking into right now with career. You don't feel like a teacher right now. Are you currently... I gotta tap into you. One sec. Yeah, Rep Teacher Mom. You don't feel like you're currently working right now. Yes, it is. Nice catch. Cindy, Australia? Yes, it's Gary's Light, which I have to say is one of my favorite scents. It smells so good. To Becca Lynn 198. Becca Lynn, 198. Something came through on you. I'm going to tap into that. Becca Lynn, 198. Mountain Mama, it is called Gary's Light, and I actually use it for my meditations because it's a mix of, I can't remember, it doesn't say on the bottle, but I know it's a mix of sandalwood, peppermint, or sandalwood, spearmint, sage, and there's another one, and it smells amazing. It's like all the scents I love in one bottle. It smells so good. It's not cheap, but being poor and having this is okay. That's where I'm at. I'm like, I'll take 5 bottles because I keep one in my car. By the way, essential oils, I keep one in my car and I sniff it when I'm driving. That's amazing. Heather Marie 5795. I do oracle cards. I'm a medium, so I connect with people who've passed. I do energy readings. I don't get into the psychic things too much because some things I feel like we're just meant to learn as we go through it. But I do have the psychic skill set. And I also am a medical medium. So I look at your physical body and I look at your energy body and I connect it to trauma. And then I link it to what the trauma has caused in physical illness on your physical body. They're amazing. That's my hands down my most detailed reading because I look at your energy physically and emotionally and spiritually, and I tie it all together with illness and trauma and blocks and cords. So it's a really good reading. Becca Lynn 1908, I think it was. Where are you? I wanted to read Becca Lynn. I'm looking for, did you come through? So if I choose to read you, if I'm drawn to you, feel free to respond in all caps and I'll see it. Brittany Hay 6. If you could connect with my late brother. Was he roughly... He feels like he was... The man that I'm seeing feels... I gotta double check on this because I'm just getting warmed up. But he has kind of like brown hair, like rub his fingers through it. And he's square in the shoulder. He's good looking. About 31, 32 when he passed. He feels like he was older than you, I believe. Because you feel, no, you're older. Because he feels 31, 32, and you feel not much older, like 35, 34. Brittany Hay 6. He was older than you. Okay, so he is with you. And he feels like he was roughly in his 30s. He might be a little bit older. And he feels in his moods, let me know if this resonates. Did he struggle with depression when he was younger? He feels like he had self-sabotaging behaviors, and it feels like you were like his safe zone. I feel like you guys were connected and you helped him through a lot. And it feels like something spiraled him downward, and it feels career related with his job. He feels like when I connect to his energy, he feels like he was trapped, but I feel like it was a mindset thing because he couldn't get out of his mindset. And I feel like he had a girlfriend and a son. And he has a girlfriend and a son. Okay, he's with you. And he's asking you to keep an eye on his son because I think his girlfriend is kind of spiraling since his passing. He just passed last year, right? He feels like he passed, like it wasn't that long ago. I'm trying to remember in your comment. I think you said my late brother. I don't think you said when though. Because he feels like he just passed, like within the year, last year, the end of 2020, early 2021. And he's asking you to keep an eye on his son because his girlfriend right now, not that she's like a bad person, but it feels like December of 2020. Okay, yeah, late 2021. Okay. It feels like she's kind of spiraling downward. Like it's almost like she's not grounded right now. She's bouncing from job to job. She's struggling with being a single mom. And I feel like she's since met somebody and he's like wanting you to keep an eye on his son. And he's letting you know, hang on, there's a message for you. One sec. Are you thinking about going back to school? Because he's like this. Yes, do it. Do it, girl. You got to do it. And he's like, you got to do it. And I feel like when he was really like onto something, like when he felt it strong, like when he wanted you to do, like he was trying to encourage you, he'd be like, you got to do it. You got to do it. And he'd like, no questions asked, you got to do it. And that's what he's saying. And to me, what he's showing me is what looks like you going to school. So to me, I think he's wanting you to go back to school. I think you took time off. And I can also tell his passing was really hard on you. And I feel like you just kind of checked out on life for a while. And now you're slowly starting to like step back in. And he's like, yeah, you need to do it. Real estate and school. Okay. So I think it's probably both, because both would hang on a second. I'm like trying to listen to him but talk at the same time, and I keep cutting him off, and he's like, seriously, really? Are you gonna let me talk? And I'm over here like, sorry. I literally just heard that. It went like this. Really? Are you gonna let me talk or not? That's literally what I just heard. I think he's like, stop talking. Hang on a second. One sec, I'm listening. Yes, so what he's saying is do the real estate part-time. He's like this, you don't have to rush the real estate. The market's not going anywhere, but go back to school while you build your real estate business. And then when you're done with school, you'll have a full-time real estate business, is what he's saying. So yeah, that's your message to you. He is wanting you to do both, but do the real estate part-time. I personally feel like he's going to make that happen. I think he's going to put people in your path that are going to help you be successful in real estate. And he's going to put people in your path. Hang on one sec. He's going to put people in your path to help you with the real estate. But what he's saying is, always like this, but don't get mad at me. Because I think what's going to happen is as you get into real estate, you're going to hit a bump. And okay, so what's going to happen is you're going to get into real estate and you'll be at school at the same time. And there is a time, it feels like it's going to be in fall, November, October. In October, Hang on a second. And what he is saying is the market is, it's not like it's going to crash, and this isn't a psychic reading. This is you personally. Something is going to tank, and you're going to get very frustrated and be like, see, I shouldn't have even done this. Like, I should have just stopped. He is saying, don't think that, keep going, because that's going to be where you learn the most about yourself, and then you move up. And after you get through that, so by like December going into the following year, you'll be in a really good spot, and he will see you through it. He's like, I'll be there. I'll see you through it. Like, that's what he keeps saying. I'll see you through it. I'll see you there. So he's there, like he's planning stuff. And for his son feels younger, about 8 years old, 9. Is that right with his son? Because his son feels like he's still trying to like put all the pieces together. And his son, I can tell, is a lot like him. They're very connected. Yeah, you're so welcome, Brittany. His son and him are very tightly bonded. There is a very strong bond there. And I think what's happening is his son is watching the behaviors of his mom. And it's kind of confusing him, his son, because it's almost like she's trying to live like his dad's still alive. And it's throwing him off. So and then his son wants to do a sport, and it feels like soccer. And I feel like you're still in touch. And he's like, yeah, let's make that happen. Because he wants to see him play soccer. Is it soccer? Am I seeing that? Or is it baseball? I think it's soccer. Oh, thank you so much. Chase S. Till 4. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's so great to have you here. Oh my God. So I've been looking for your TikTok, and your reading changed my life. That means a lot. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to have you here. That's awesome. Okay, so Brittany 6, let me know if that makes sense. But definitely keep an eye on his brother and follow your heart he is saying follow your heart because that's where I'll be. And then he made a joke. He just made a joke. Oh my God. Your brother just said, and let me know if this is something he would say. And this is for Brittany 6 still. Apparently your brother still has something to say. This is what he did. He goes, follow your heart because I'll be there. Don't listen to your mind. You talk too much trash. And he's like making a joke about how you're like constantly like talking trash, but he's joking. I think it's because you're very hard on yourself. I think that's his way of like saying you're too hard on yourself. You talk trash to yourself. So don't listen to your mind because you'll talk yourself out of it. He's like, follow your heart. I'll be in your heart. Like, this is how it came through. He's like, follow your heart. I'll be in your heart, but don't talk to your mind. You talk too much trash. And I think he meant how you talk to yourself. That's awesome. Okay, I am going to switch back to Becca Lynn. There was someone on here that wanted to talk to their dad. Where are you, girl? Let me go back because I'm going to make a note of you. Crap, I lost the comment. Well, if it comes through, it'll come through. Okay, so Becca Lynn, I'm going to draw a card for you because you feel to me like you are going through some sort of like spiritual awakening. It feels like this, like there's you and then there's spiritual you and they're like, and they're not in sync because you're feeling stuff, but then you step back and go, oh my God, did I just feel that? And then you come back and go, oh my God, that's so amazing. I can't believe that just happened to me. But then you come back into your 3D self and you're like, oh my God, did that just happen? And you're literally like back and forth between the two. And I'm over here like, boy, do I feel you. Because that's exactly how I was when I was in banking, when I was a bank manager, and like hearing the dead on the other side talking like, hey, and I'm at a bank desk on the phone. So I feel you, but it feels very similar. And I also feel like you have natural healing abilities. You feel intuitive, and if you walk into a room, you automatically can single out the ones that are struggling, and you can single out the toxic people and walk away. And I also feel like wherever you go in public, there's always someone that comes up to you and they tell you all their problems, and then at the end, you're drained and you want to die, and they're like, oh my God, you're so nice. Thank you so much. It was great talking to you. I feel so good. You made me feel so good talking to you. Oh my God, they're so wonderful. And they walk away and you're like, and you're drained. So welcome to being spiritually connected, because you feel very connected. Let me know if this resonates, because I want to do more and draw a card on you. Where are you? Right? There's so many people that are like, I can relate. And I'm over here like, yes, that's how we are. Oh my God, you guys, I've had people like, yeah, you can read people. Thank you for the bold caps, Becca Lynn. I appreciate that. Keep the caps, because I could see it right away. Yeah, you can read people. And so I'm going to do an energy reading on you. I thought I was going to do oracle cards, and I literally went to grab them and I got a cramp in my hand, and I heard your guide go, no, that's not what she needs. So you have a guide that's a woman, and I think it's a grandma on your dad's side. She feels really strong in energy, and she's super stubborn. So I think your dad and her were a lot alike. They both have that stubborn energy, but your dad was more stubborn in like male ego energy. She was stubborn in like strong woman, don't mess with me. And I went to grab the deck of cards, and she went, no, that's not what she needs. Okay, I'll read your energy because grandma said so. I'm going to read your energy because your heart is exploding. I'm just plugging in my charger. Your heart is very bright in your heart chakra energy, but something's happening on the thymus, and I hope I'm not getting too personal, but please let me know. Or if you don't want to comment, that's fine too. What's happening when I look at your energy, you're like open and it flows, and the second it gets to your heart, it's like, and it gets shoved back down. Because two things, let me know if this resonates. Thymus chakra has a block that feels connected to a miscarriage, I believe, when you were like 19 or 20, you were young, which led me to trauma in the sacral chakra, which feels like also between the ages of 19 and 20, 21. I feel like your menstrual cycle was always really inconsistent, and there was some really hard cramps and stuff. I won't get into details there, but basically that's not a comfortable spot for you. There's like ovarian cysts and things like that, and I feel like there is a miscarriage. I can see it on the thymus chakra. The heart chakra, you breathe, it's open and you trust, but you've built barriers. But when you get to the throat, I do feel like there was a relationship where the power of voice and speaking your truth was completely taken away, because this person was like, not so much be seen, not heard, but their behaviors were, I just want to talk all about me. And it didn't matter what you said. It didn't matter what you were talking about. If you were not talking about this person, they shut you down and were like, oh, so anyway, about me. Or you could come home from work and have like a really bad day, and you would say, oh my God, I'm so sad. And then you go, oh, my day, I had such a bad day. And so you eventually got conditioned to just not talk. So you're still in that conditioning behavior of just, why bother talking? No one's listening to me anyway. You need to talk. Your voice is dying to be heard, and you have blocks like all around your throat and your neck. So I feel like your neck, like if you were to even try to like tip it, this side feels pinched. So then it makes you want to tip to this side to stretch it out. And there's like knots like on both sides of your neck and your throat, like right here. So it's like you have to stretch and pull your arm back to stretch these like flat, right up by the collarbone, that real thin layer of muscle right there. Like you have to stretch that. And then also like the shoulder feels like it has a kink in it. That's all connected to that whole like suppression of voice. Like, why bother? No one's listening. So as you open that up and take deep breaths, that'll open that, and it'll help release that energy in the throat. And then your heart energy, which is just dying to be, oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad. That heart energy is just, it's like dying to be heard, and it can't. That heart energy is just, it's like dying to be heard, and it can't. about that. You guys hear me? Sorry about that. So it's your heart energy is like, it wants to be seen, it wants to be heard. And what's happening is it stops at the throat. So you don't get to express your beauty. Like, you are a beautiful being of light, right? You have been through so many things, and it's time now to talk about it. Not necessarily like throwing out, you don't have to hang your laundry out there. It's not about, talking about all your struggles and your trauma. It's talking about what you've learned. It's talking about your wisdom, your goods, like the wisdom that you've learned. And it's time to start talking into your reality, and it's time to start creating it, and allow that conditioned behavior of that person you're with to just release, because they really did condition you to just not bother talking. And I feel like when you did talk and you did get to be heard, they would talk you down and talk like or react like you weren't talking about anything important, or you were being unrealistic, or they would criticize you for what you said, so you became very quiet. So let that open and open up that throat chakra. So with that, with the release meditation I did earlier on the live, when I announced that it'll be on my YouTube sometime tomorrow, and do it and bring all awareness to your throat, and that'll help release all that. Because it's like you have this beautiful energy and you're like, and it gets to your throat and it's like, nope, and it just goes back down. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that resonates. That makes me so happy. Yeah, you are so welcome. And thank you too for coming through, because I was like, I have stuff to say to you, but the other woman's boyfriend was coming through and I had to scoot it off to the side and connect. So thank you for that. That's awesome. And you guys, thanks for all the flowers and the props and the little coins and stuff that are coming through. I really appreciate that. And again, my Facebook page is Define Your Glow. So if you want to schedule a complete reading, let me know. I'll discount your service, but you can reach out to me on my Facebook at Define Your Glow. I do everything: medium readings, medical medium readings. I look at energy. I look at illness. I combine the two, figure out what's connected to what. I do Reiki. I teach Reiki. I certify in Reiki. The only thing I don't do is astrology, because planets are confusing. It feels like algebra. So, thank you, Scorpio Soul Sister. I really appreciate it. So, Tiara, your dad as soon as I saw your name, I heard this really deep belly laugh. And for some reason, I feel like he could sing gospel. I don't know if that resonates. But it's Tiara Charnay, I think is what it's saying. It's who I'm reading, her dad. Respond to, yeah, hi lady. Okay, cool, that's him. Feel free to respond in caps if I'm reading you, so I see your comments. I'm doodling because he feels like a really funny guy, and he's really loud. He's got a belly laugh. I feel like he actually had a variety of health issues, but I think it was a heart attack that took him, because when I look at his heart space, it's very bright in energy, but very low in health. And his blood feels like mud, like it's really thick. So I think he had issues with, circulation, like blood circulation, his heart. And, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, blood circulation, or his poor circulation, and his heart is what I feel like got him, which was really sad, because his heart, I feel like, was his biggest. I mean, I'm seeing him. He loved everybody. Like, he was the guy that would walk into the house on Sunday and be like, "Hey, baby," and when he hugged, he would pat you. And he's making jokes. He's making jokes about, apparently, you guys it almost looks like a family weekend, and everybody would bring a dish to pass, and he's joking about somebody's dish that nobody ate, and he was like, I always ate it because I felt bad for her, and he laughs, and he's the kind of guy that he never wanted anybody to be angry, and he always wanted people to just laugh and love and be together. And there was somebody that brought a dish. I don't know what it was, but I think it was something healthy. And he was like, I ate it because I felt bad. But it wasn't one of those things. Oh my God, yes, I love it. Okay, yeah. That's awesome. So everybody would bring a dish to pass, and he was the guy that would like eat everything. But apparently there was something about this one dish, and I want to say it was his sister. He's like, it was my sister. And I guess it wasn't that good, because he seems like he was really into like fried food and like gravy. And, you know, if he got pizza, he'd get like extra cheese, like the meat lovers pizza is what I'm hearing. It's meat lovers, I think is what he's saying. And yeah, he's coming through big time, girl. I mean, if you have a question, let me know. I probably could get an answer. I can hear him. Like, I mean, I can hear him like as if he were standing here. And he's over here like, and this, and this, and this. And he's talking about these family get-togethers. I guess they were like, and I feel like you come from a really big family. And the one thing I can tell is his passing hit hard on the family. I feel like his passing, yeah, he's great, girl. He is awesome. His passing feels like the family just went... and everybody just divided. And he's like, please come back together. Come back together. Like, he wants everybody to come back together and be together in the family again. It did hit hard, right? So I feel like he had a wife, and I think she's really having a hard time, as are his kids. 3 boys. I feel like he had 3 boys. He's saying, my boys. He's like this, my boys. My boys are hurt. They're hurt. And he's like doing this, and he's like leaning in, like, my boys are hurting. And he's saying that like the family just kind of scattered. Not like they went their separate ways and they don't talk anymore, but the get-togethers and the gatherings just aren't the same without him. He has 1 son. Okay, thank you. I wonder if he's talking about grandkids. Anyway, he wants everybody to come back together. My brother won't talk about it, right? So he wants everybody to start coming back together, and he's like, just pretend like I'm there. He's joking and saying, fix me a plate and leave it. Someone will eat it. And he's like making a joke. Does someone have a wedding coming up? Is someone getting married? I think it's next year. He immediately said, I'll be at the wedding. Tell her I'll be there. Okay, no. Okay, what's happening that he's like, tell her I'll be there? That's what I'm hearing. Tell her I'll be there. And it feels like a wedding, because it feels like a big event, and it's someone's daughter. Oh, it could be the anniversary. Oh, okay, yeah. That could be, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. It's you. Has that been an issue with you? Like, have you been, like, thinking about that? Like, when I get married, my dad's not going to be there? And all of it. Yeah, because he's saying he'll be there. It may not be the man that you're with now, but yes, it has. Okay, that's what it is. Sorry. I was thinking like in the family, but I'm like, duh, you're his daughter. I'm sorry, I lost track because I was like scattered through the family. That's what he's saying. He's like, tell her I'll be there. I'll be right front and center. That's what I heard. Just totally plain as day. I'll be front and center. I'll be right there. And what's he saying? He's saying he'll make it happen. Which to me, the way he's saying it, I feel like you are worried about not being able to afford a wedding. Like you're feeling like I'll probably have to go cheap. I'm not going to be able to make it happen the way I want it, because weddings are so expensive. And I'm seeing you like have a conversation, which feels like with like a best friend or a sister, like you're talking about it, like I'm not going to be able to afford it. And he's like, I'll make sure it happens. He's like letting you know he'll make sure that you have the money for it. Yeah, go to a chapel. Okay, yeah. He'll be there. So if you want to, so what he's basically saying is, if you want to do that when you're ready, of course, like don't feel like it's not like he's saying the man you're with is the one you're going to marry. He's just letting you know in general with your wedding, he will be there. Don't worry about it. He'll be there front and center. And when it comes time to needing money, he's going to make sure that happens and you have it. He's also mentioning, I can hear him singing Amazing Grace. And man, the guy's got some pipes. He can sing, yeah? But he's singing Amazing Grace. Was from his funeral, maybe? He literally just shifted. Yes, absolutely. I'll tell him you love him. He says, I love you too, baby. That literally, as soon as I read your question, I heard, I love you too, baby. I love everybody. And he's like this, my heart, my heart. And he's like putting his hand like this and tipping down like my heart. I'm wondering if it's church or something because he's singing and it's Amazing Grace. And I'm like, wow, he's got some pipes. He's saying, tell them all I love them. Tell everybody I love them. Yeah, okay. So yeah, he is with you. I mean, definitely. Ask, has he been to my house? Okay. One sec. I would like to get something to validate, like, if I'm wanting him to show me your house. Because he he just said this, well, I'm not going to sit on the roof. And I think he's just joking. He has seen your house. It does look like it needs landscaping. Was the furniture given to you by family? Like an uncle had a couch. I feel like you were given furniture from different people and it came together really nice because he's like, it looks really nice. And I feel like it's a smaller, okay, so this is what I'm seeing. Let me know if this resonates. The house he's showing me it looks just like a square. It's really cute. Look, oh, your dresser. Okay. It's a cute house. Like it's a cute little, like, I almost would say like a ranch style house. Like it's a square. And if you're facing the house, there's a big picture window to the left and then the garage. And when you walk in, like most houses, you walk in and there's a family room. And then if you keep going, it's the kitchen, I think, is to the left. And the kitchen, there's a window above the kitchen sink, and then there's a hallway with the bedrooms. It looks like a really cute little house, though. It's cute. But there's not a lot of landscaping. Oh, it's an apartment. So when you walk in, are you on the bottom floor? Because when you walk in, it's like, it looks like you walk right in from the front. It doesn't look like you go upstairs. Because when you had asked house, I was trying to see a house. So I was seeing it as a house. So you're the second. So you go up the stairs. Okay. Because what I'm looking at, is it the apartment building then? Because like there's a walkway and then there's a big window. So maybe that's like the first floor. But then there's garages off to the right. So I don't know if you're on the end unit. But he's saying that what I'm hearing is it came together real nice. And I feel like different furniture came from different people. It's how you explained it. Okay, thank you. Okay, because I was like, wait, what I missed? You asked if it was a house or if he saw the house and he said it was an apartment. What I missed? So, okay, so yeah, it's just like that. So yeah, that's how he validated. He has seen it. Okay. Thank you. It's a house, you explained it. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. No worries, Tiara. I got you. I know what you're trying to say. So yeah, he is with you. And he is wanting the family to slowly gather back together. And he's like, just keep coming back together and doing what you're doing. Okay? You are so welcome. Thank you so much. I love how he just came right through. That's awesome. Sober girl 111. Maria's your name, correct? Who lost it? Was it you that lost your sister? Sober Girl 111. Did you lose a sister? Or she feels almost like a best friend, but I think she was a sister. And she looks kind of like you. She's got her, she parts her hair down the middle and wears it real flat. And I feel like she put a lot of time into her makeup and her appearance. Oh, but she feels like, did she overdose? Because the girl that's in front of me right now, she's definitely an overdose. Like, my arms are on fire. Like, I can feel it. And this is for Sober Girl 1111, Maria, I think. I'm assuming that's your name and not who you're wanting to connect with. Because someone's best friend or sister just came through and it feels like it was an overdose, if that resonates. I'm going to kind of throw that out there. And she's had issues, I think, with she almost feels like an emo type energy. And she's literally just standing here like this. And she just feels like really sad. And I think that's what I'm seeing is how she was at her time of her passing, not how she was in life. I feel like most people would never even think, she doesn't even feel like someone that would take her life. That would overdose. It wasn't a suicide. It was an overdose. But I do feel like she struggled with depression and with identity of self. I think she was also just coming out of a really toxic relationship and she came from a very broken family. So by the time she got to where she could have her freedom and create a life for herself, she was kind of lost and didn't have a lot of guidance. And she's just kind of standing there like with her head tipped and, yeah, her hair is brown and it's like she flat ironed it and wore her makeup really nice. I'm not sure who that is, but let me know if that resonates, Maria. Thank you, MEK333. I appreciate that. Okay, one sec, you guys. I'm going to step away. I got to blow out a candle on my sound bowls. One sec. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to blow out my candles real quick because they were getting kind of strong and it was throwing off my connection. Sorry about that. Okay. Good grief. There we go. Let me just reset. Open windows, blow out candles. Okay. I'm just waiting for something to come through. I'm Crazy Mom Boone. I do feel like your grandma, or excuse me, your grandpa and your dad. They are with you, but they're very quiet. Let me go back to your name here. Where the heck did you go? And you guys, thank you so much for all the props. I really appreciate it. The comments coming through and the flowers and everything. I really appreciate it. Someone had asked about their grandpa and their mom, and I didn't catch their grandpa and their dad. And I did not catch their name. Dizzy M, overdose. Okay, I'm going to hang on to that. Let me finish trying to catch up to this girl with her grandma, or good grief, her grandpa and her dad. But Dizzy M with an overdose. Okay, hang on to that, okay? Because I'm looking at the little tiny bubble and the girl that's in front of me, it feels drawn to you. I think it's you. But the woman whose profile pic, I think she was holding a baby, I'm not sure, who wanted to know about her dad and her grandpa. And I feel like the dad and the grandpa were father and son. Where did you go? I lost you, girl. Oh, there it is. Crazy Mama Boone. My father-in-law we lost a few years ago. Crazy Mama Boone, did you also ask about your dad and grandpa? Because that's who I felt come through. Because your grandpa came through. And to me, it feels like you're from a small town and he loved the country. I'll start there. Because right away, he showed me the woods and like being out in the country, and he feels like a small town type guy that everybody liked, and he like loved the outdoors, he loved the country. Let me know if that resonates. And the grandpa feels like he passed. It almost is like a COPD, lung cancer. I think he smoked, and he feels like he drank beers casually, like not an alcoholic, but he liked his beers. Like he liked to sit out on the porch and have a beer. He's saying something about a shop. Like, when I was in the shop, I liked my beers and cigarettes. And he's like this, I know it was killing me, but that's what I liked. And I feel like even when he was getting ill in life, when he got sick and his lungs and everything started to kind of deteriorate, he was like, I'm going to do what I do because I enjoy doing it. And he feels very stubborn in that regard in his health. He feels like a really nice man though, and I can tell his passing was really hard on the family. Your dad is behind him and he's quiet, and I don't think there's any reason for that. It's like for any bad reason. I just think your grandpa's coming forward first. But grandpa feels like it was either COPD or lung cancer connected to smoking, and just, you know, he didn't like eat the best. He didn't take like really good care of himself, but he also, he just enjoyed he lived like a very simple life, and he really enjoyed it, and he feels stubborn, like a stubborn country boy or country man, and he wasn't going to make any changes. And he feels kind of old-fashioned, like the wife stayed home and cooked, and he worked hard, almost kind of like a farmer, to be honest. He's tough, but he's got a really good heart, and he feels like a really good man. Rusty Creations. Does that sound like your grandpa? So, yeah, Rustic Creations, if that sounds like your grandpa. Michelle Woodward, 79, with your mom. Did she pass from cancer? I'm going to try to do a couple people at the same time because there's a lot coming through. Michelle Woodward, 79. You have a woman around you that feels like she passed from cancer. She feels terminal. And feel free to respond to, and if I'm reading you, respond in caps so I see your comment. Okay, thank you, Michelle. Michelle, sit tight because I know your mom will come through. Thank you, Cara Camellan. I appreciate that. Okay. Michelle Woodward, 79, with your mom. Hang on one sec. I've got to shift my energy because I had so many mails come through. I want to make sure I connect. Hang on one sec, Michelle. I'm here. I'm just thinking. Michelle, do you have a daughter? Michelle Woodward, 79. She's mentioning a granddaughter. And she is wanting you to know. She is saying, I'll be there on Mother's Day. And something about what feels like your daughter's birthday. Thank you for being here, everybody, too. I'm just waiting for, I'm just trying to catch up with the responses. The comments come through pretty quick. So thank you guys for everybody here. Oh, Rusty Creations, it's you I'm connected to. Okay, thank you for that. Your grandpa was a hunter and had cancer. Dad passed before him. Okay, that's who I'm connected to. Okay, so Michelle Woodward, 79, hold tight, because I'm picking up on illnesses with Rusty Creations. And it makes sense that I had to sit in silence because your grandpa was like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. So the hunter part, that definitely makes sense. Okay, because he does. He totally has that vibe, like down home country boy. Biscuits and gravy and stew. He's mentioning, why do they keep mentioning food tonight? Have you noticed that, you guys? Everybody that's come through has mentioned food. I might be hungry. But he's mentioning like Sunday dinners and things like that. It is interesting though, because your dad feels like he passed after. So let me marinate in this, because I know there is going to be messages. Oh, your dad's passing. That hits hard. Your dad's passing. There was no warning. Nothing. Your dad is literally saying, this is what he's saying. I really feel like he was knocked out of his body, because he's like, I was here and gone. He says to me, I've never seen anything like it. I was here, I was gone. And that's your dad. Now, your grandpa, I feel like he walked right into his cancer, like, bring it, come at me. Like, he feels really tough, but man, he's got a heart of gold. And he's the guy that'll do anything for you. I'm talking about your grandpa. He'll do anything for you until you take advantage of him, and then you're done. Like, don't mess with him. But he would give anybody the shirt off of his back. I feel like he even helped you. I think it was you that I'm feeling that he helped you financially, and he had no, like, don't pay me back. I'm giving you money, whatever you need. I'll do it. And you know what? I think it was when your dad passed. I feel like he gave you money right around the time that your dad passed, and he's like, no sweat, don't think anything of it. And your dad feels like it took him a bit to cross over, because his death was very quick and unexpected. I literally see him like dropping, like here and gone. And keep responding to in the bold caps, because that does help. So he's saying, so your dad is with your grandpa. They're together. And hang on, I'm waiting. Yes, with your grandpa, yes, because I feel like everybody was with him because he knew he was passing because of his cancer. But your dad, and also only comment if I'm reading you. If I'm not reading you, don't use caps because it makes it hard to see the comments of people that I'm connecting with. Okay. So that makes sense with your dad. Thank you for that. If you want, now for something like that, I would need a full session to tap into that because I would need to see his energy so I could see what was around him. But I agree because it was like he never saw it coming. And the way I see it is he walked into something and it was like, to me it feels like an accident. Like he was hit by a car because he's like, it's like he walks into something and the visual, I know I'm not seeing what actually happened. I'm seeing it more metaphorically, but he like walks into something and then he's gone. And so that could be like he walked into like a trap or something per se, based on what you're saying. Now your grandpa, his death feels like there was planning. People knew. I do feel like though with his passing, I do feel like he delayed. Like he should have went to the doctors a long time ago when he first started having issues, because it was lung cancer, wasn't it? Lung and pancreatic. It feels like it was kind of between the two, but his pancreas feels bad, like real bad. So I think there are already issues there with his pancreas. Okay, thank you for that. He was at the motel. Okay. With your grandpa, like it feels like pancreatic and then lung, but I feel like if he'd gone to the doctor sooner, he would have been okay. Or not okay, but he would have lived a little bit longer. But it's because he delayed so long and like, I'm fine. And then he wasn't fine. But I really feel like he was okay with it. Like he was really tough and he was just like, my time's here. And you got to be with him. And I feel like your mom was there too. And there's a man there. Is it possibly your dad's brother? Because there's a man there too. There's two women and a man with him. And then there's issues with his house, he's saying. Something with where he lived. He's showing me like all the boxes. It feels like you guys are still trying to, or maybe not now, but it feels like there might have been some issues with sorting out his stuff and his belongings. He's like, my guns. Give my guns to my boys. Something about his guns. Like he has a gun cabinet. I think he's got a bow that he wants. It might be your son that he wants to have his bow. He had like a favorite bow. And I think the bow was like gifted to him when he was young. He's like had it forever. So while I wait for comments on that, now with the motel thing, definitely got to do a full reading on that. That's so hardcore. Something's not right with that. Oh, all of his kids were fighting over stuff. Okay, yeah, that's what he was showing me. And it looks like what happened from what your grandpa's showing me is nobody was getting anything. They were like all fighting and everything, blah, blah, blah. And then I see his house empty and there's still boxes in it. Like people just quit trying to fight over it and just walked away and left his stuff sitting there. But he does have a bow. I think it's a bow he's saying, a bow. And it's like he wants one of the kids to have it because it's sentimental to him. And I feel like the guns are gone. That feels like that went to an uncle. And there's something about a watch, an old watch. And that to me doesn't feel like it has any like worth as far as money, but it's sentimental. I think it's like a great grandfather's watch. And there's, it looks like a shop off to, like, if you're facing where he lived, which looks almost like a trailer to the right. It looks like a little building, like a shop where he had like his tools. What is that? It looks like an engine or a motorcycle or something. I'm not really sure. I'm like looking at it going, what the hell is that? But yeah, so all that stuff, people are fighting over it. And he's over here on the other side, like shaking his head. And this is literally what I'm hearing. Okay, are you ready? I don't mean any offense. I'm just the messenger. This is what he's doing. You're all a bunch of idiots. And I think he's doing that because he doesn't see the point in fighting over material things. But he is also like, don't touch my guns. But he's literally like, you're all a bunch of idiots. Like, how could you fight over such silly stuff? I feel like even people were like fighting over his clothes and stuff. And he's like over here going, just like shaking his head like he can't believe it. He's just so disappointed. But yeah. So if that sounds like that's resonating, which is great. And for those of you watching, if I don't get to you and you would like to schedule a full reading, my Facebook is Define Your Glow. Message me there. And also, there's spammers all over the place. All over the place, you guys. There's like 10, 15 fake Define Your Glow accounts. And they're messaging people, hey, beautiful, you're so wonderful. I'd love to schedule a reading. And then they're scamming them. They're not even giving them their readings. So I will never message you through TikTok. Oh, I will check on that with your grandmother being with him. I'll check because right now I'm just tapped into the grandpa. But I will never message you through TikTok. You can message me through Facebook and we'll get you scheduled for a full reading. I'll discount the price as well for being on my TikTok. Or if you want like a medical medium reading where I could look at the trauma on your energy and connect it to illness on the physical body. Medium readings where I connect with loved ones. All those kinds of things. Feel free to message me at my Facebook. Don't message me for free readings because I don't offer free readings. I only do them here through TikTok or if I feel drawn to you and I do a video. But you're welcome to message me if you want like a full reading. With your grandma, hang on a second. Grandma was the last to pass, right? I forget what your message said. It was dad, grandpa, and then I think it was grandma. Grandma also feels like COPD. Her whole chest feels horrible. Am I feeling your grandma right? Like her whole chest feels like glue. Like you can't even breathe. Oh, your grandpa was recent. Her chest feels sticky, like a pneumonia or something. And if that's right, then yes, she's with him. Yes. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Where'd that go? I saw your comment and then it went away. What? TikTok, do better. Oh, yes. Grandma had many issues. Okay, yeah. Because I can feel her chest and it literally goes like this. Like her chest feels like glue. But then I'm like, oh, her stomach is like miserable. Like she ate pretty bad like most of her life. I feel like I'm hearing something about like egg McMuffins, like sausage, egg McMuffins and sausage, eggs and cheese. And her stomach just feels terrible. But her chest is like she took real slow, shallow, deep breaths. And like it was really hard. So I think that's what I'm feeling. But I kind of feel like just her health declined in general. And I mean, it was kind of like pick whatever illness you want that took her life. But yeah, they are together. They're together. All right. Thank you for being here. Oh, thank you, Angeli. I appreciate that. Thank you. Can you read trauma? Yes, I can. I read that on your energy. I'm just looking for questions real quick. Yeah, I can read energy and I can read trauma. Yes, because I'll look at your energy, and if it's true trauma, and I mean trauma, you guys, like abuse, you know, maybe you've struggled with addiction, you've had issues. Some people have abused themselves just in self-talk, you know, narcissistic relationships. I've seen schizophrenia. I've seen all sorts of things, you guys. I'm thankful for that because it validates just how real and how raw our lives can be, right? Like we can see some things and go, oh my God, my life's so terrible. But then it's like, there's somebody else that you're terrible is their dream. You know what I mean? So I've seen a lot of things. But yeah, trauma does come through pretty hard. And I also see physical trauma. Like if someone's been in a car accident and let's say they have chronic back pain from it, I'll see that. And I'll see the chronic back pain and I'll be able to tell. I'll be like, you feel like there was an impact, or it feels like your body was jolted. Or there are people that have chronic back pain, but it's because their childhood was nothing but, you know, their parents fighting and they were that kid that was used as a pawn, you know, so their back now has chronic pain because the back is the foundation of our being. It's linked to the root chakra. So all that energy that flows up and down our spine through our chakra centers, you know, in the spinal fluid and stuff, that all gets affected by trauma. So sometimes it can throw off the energy throughout the back and cause pain. So I can see that too. So I kind of, if it has energy on it, whether it's living or it's crossed over, I'll be able to connect to it. So if you want to schedule a reading, whether it's an energy reading, maybe some Reiki or a medical medium reading, so we can figure out what's going on with your physical symptoms, feel free to message me in my Facebook. It's Define Your Glow. And again, I will not message you through TikTok. There's so many fake accounts. All right, you guys. And also I will be posting on my YouTube channel, the guided meditation I did earlier. It was beautiful, short and sweet, just a nice releasing meditation to just kick out those emotions, take out that emotional trash. And then I came back and I did this live, which I will also be putting on YouTube, so that if I did do a reading on you and you want to have access to that, that will also be on YouTube, hopefully sometime tomorrow. Just depends on how fast it uploads. And then, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to comment. And then if you want me to elaborate on your reading that I did with you today, feel free to message me and we'll schedule a full reading and I can just pick up where I left off, okay? All right, you guys. Have a great night, okay? I'm sending you guys all the love and vibes. You guys be awesome. Thanks for being here. Have a good night, you guys.